Welcome back everybody, Matt the Bat here, hope you're doing well. So this past weekend we had the movie Abigail come out in the theater. It was written and directed by Matt Belletny and Tyler Gillette. They were the same directors who did Ready or Not back in 2019. Then they went on to do Scream 5 and then Scream 6 that came out last year. Now they're back with an original movie. This is also stars Melissa Barrera, Kevin Durant, Dan Stevens, Catherine Newton, Giancarlo Esposito, Angus Cloud, William Collette, and Alicia Weir. This is a vampire movie. I'm a huge fan of vampire films. I like them. I like them a lot. So I was really interested in this. I know also the director of Ready or Not, which is one of my favorites back in 2019. Also, I haven't been a huge fan of their Scream movies. I think it's obviously especially now after seeing Abigail, that they are better at doing the original stuff than doing something of someone's franchise, like Scream. So I hope they stick more with doing original projects from now on. Positives. This movie has a great ensemble. Everyone in this movie has a moment to shine. Some people have even more screen time to shine than others. But at the end of the day, they all have their moments. And I like how they're all different characters. Like you got Melissa Barrera in here, who's known for the last two Scream movies. She's like our main character in this ensemble. You got Kevin Durant in here, who plays like this big muscular guy, but is really dumb. Kind of like Drax the Destroyer. You got Dan Stevens in here, who is always a hoot. I like Dan Stevens. He's great in here. You got Catherine Newton, who was just in Lisa Frankenstein back in February. You got Angus MacLeod, who was known for Euphoria, who just passed away recently. And then you got Alicia Weir, who's a brand new acting debut in this movie as the vampire in here. And then you have like Giancarlo Esposito. And then we have a cameo at the very end of another actor I won't spoil. But it's a great ensemble. And, this is the ensemble, like, even if the rest of the movie didn't work, the ensemble makes it work. And like the standouts of that ensemble were Catherine Newton. She's really great in here. Dan Stevens is the MVP. He really steals the show. And then, of course, Alicia Weir as the vampire. This is a breakout performance that's going to get her a lot of more movies to come. The way she's able to express in her face certain things without saying them. One moment she can look like a normal little girl, and then the next minute look like the creepiest little girl you've ever seen. And that's all through her facial expressions and mannerisms. It's not like it's not CGI or anything that they can manipulate that. It's all her. And I thought she did a really good job. The movie is very, very bloody. Yes, this is a vampire movie and a horror movie, so you should expect that, but it is a pretty bloody, especially when you get in the third act. There's a lot of blood. A lot of blood. It makes a movie like It Chapter 2 and The Shining look like, amateurs in the blood department. Has humor throughout. So, I mean, this isn't like a horror, like, really scary movie. It's more like it's a horror movie with vampires killing people and there's blood. But it's almost like a horror comedy. There's a lot of humor. Like Fright Night if you will. Or like Ready or Not, the film that came out in 2019, which had horror elements, but it's also really funny at times. So I would say if you're like Ready or Not or Fright Night, you're going to really dig this. Cinematography, there's a lot of great images, especially when Abigail, played by Alicia Weir, is doing her little ballet stuff, ballerina stuff. The way those scenes are shot and the lighting, they look good. They look really, almost like beautiful to look at. But once again, you got that horror element. It was like, I shouldn't like that, but I knew. Negatives with this movie. The music. They keep playing, the main character, the vampire, is a ballerina. He does a lot of ballet in here. And they keep playing the song from Black Swan. If you've seen the movie Black Swan or Swan Lake, I guess that's the name of the song, I don't know. But if you know the movie Black Swan with Natalie Portman, and they keep playing that same tune, something around that. It's the same song, and that's the only song you really hear throughout this whole movie. And I thought, it's fine to have it a couple times throughout the movie, especially when the girl is doing ballet. But when you have it all throughout the movie, even like during killings and stuff, I'm like, and you don't have any other music really playing, I'm like, okay, it was cool at the beginning, it was cool in the middle, but now I think you're using it a little too much. My second minor negative is the pacing. This movie's an hour and 49 minutes, but I would say it's a good 30 minutes or over till we start getting to the actual vampire part of the movie. Oh shit, she's a vampire. And I feel like there's scenes in here in the first half hour which they almost repeat themselves. Like we go through and find out, who is Melissa Barrera, who's Dan Stevens, who's Catherine Newton, what's their background. And then like 15 minutes later, we do that again. Or we go check on the girl, and then we go check on the girl again, and then we go check on the girl again. Can we get to the vampire stuff? And I would have been fine with that. Like, I think this movie could have easily been like a 90-minute movie, like Ready or Not was, and it would have been perfect. But there's a good 15 minutes to 20 minutes in this movie that I felt like you could have cut out. Especially since you revealed in the trailer, oh, here's the big twist. She's a vampire. I know the characters in the movie don't know she's a vampire, but we as the audience do, because you revealed that in the trailer. If you didn't reveal that in the trailer, I probably wouldn't mind the first 30 minutes. So overall, I would still give this, though, a 4.4 out of 5. I think right there, other than for the pacing and the music, not having enough variety in the music, I think the ensemble is great. There's a lot of great moments. It's funny. There's a lot of cool action, violence, gore. So if you're a fan of Ready or Not, or even like Fright Night, I think you'll get a kick out of this movie. I really enjoyed the film, other than for those two negatives. So let me know in the comments below. Did you see Abigail? Are you a fan of Ready or Not, the director's previous work? Are you a fan of Melissa Barrera? Let me know in the comments below. Matt the Bat here.